Hey guys, TacticalOyster here, bringing you guys 3-bar exploits number 51 with Bondfire and Archaic and Whackmed and our guest Miss Fraggett. Okay, I thought somebody was going to say something. I expected somebody to say something to fill that gap, but okay. Shout out to our sponsors, Strictly Business Gaming and cinchgaming.com. Go to cinchgaming.com and use code 3bar for 5% off custom controllers. And check out Strictly Business Gaming on Twitter at sbusinessgaming. Yeah.
Thumbs up, like, and favorite for Floating Head Whack.
Oh yes, I can't wait to see Floating Head Whack. And
I'm excited.
Floating Head Whack.
First of all, Miss Fraggett, we thank you for coming on the show. Tell us a little about what you do on YouTube and Twitch, and kind of what you do.
Well, I like to make comical videos. Well, I try very hard. I do different voices. Like sometimes I pretend to be a little kid, and I'll hit on guys and girls, and they'll think I'm a little boy. It'll be really awkward, and they'll get really mad at me because at the end I'll reveal my little secret. I just do stuff like that.
That's pretty funny.
So master troll, basically.
And where can people find you?
Just type in MSFRAGGETT under YouTube, and I'll come up.
#1 search right there, man.
Same for Twitch too. I don't
on
really stream much. I streamed like a couple times, and it's been Skyrim videos on the PC.
Nice.
But I mainly try to stick to Xbox.
PlayStation.
No. No.
Xbox. I'm sorry. I own the PlayStation. I'm still going with the Xbox.
Wait, did Arcane just say he prefers the Xbox One to the PlayStation 4?
He did.
Wow.
Currently, as of right now, I'm actually thinking about getting Destiny on the Xbox One.
Yes, welcome, brother. Please, I need somebody to play with, because I know everybody's going to abandon me as soon as that game comes out and go play on the PlayStation. I'm going to be all by myself.
Whack, are you getting the PS4 for Destiny?
Yes.
No.
Bonfire.
Maybe Bondfire will be all by himself.
Bonfire
That's fine. I'll meet
I
some
may
new
get
friends.
it. I may get it on both consoles. I don't know.
I didn't
As of
realize.
right now.
If I had the PlayStation, I would still buy it on the Xbox because that's where competitive.
I did not
gaming is.
realize
buying it
that it was a 1 hour, or not 1 hour, 1 year DLC delay. Like, isn't it 1 year is the timed exclusives for PlayStation? It's an entire year.
I don't know the
between
actual time frame.
I
but
heard that somewhere like a week ago that it was the timed DLC or exclusives or whatever was 1 year apart. So PlayStation's getting everything an entire year ahead of Xbox, which made me consider getting a PlayStation. Yes, for Destiny. That's what I heard. I don't remember if that's
That's crazy.
No, that's
That's not
that's
true.
completely ridiculous. Who's
that
gonna
can't.
buy anything?
the game's
Why buy the DLC
game.
if
The
it's a
game's
year
going to be out for
old?
multiple years.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't care. That's like buying
Well,
the game a year later.
You might as well.
I heard it somewhere reliable, but I can't remember where it was. I will find it though. I will find this link. Don't worry. I'll be searching for links. Please carry on the show.
I think it looks awesome on PlayStation 4.
I think it'll look just as fine on the Xbox One because none of us play on 72-inch TVs.
I hate that comment. Did you see that I tweeted that out?
Yes,
Xbox?
but it's actually a legitimate comment, though. You're not going to see the difference on anything smaller than a 60-inch.
I still think it's stupid. I think it's stupid all the way.
I just got a
I don't
4K
believe that.
55-inch TV.
Dang, ballin'.
Yes.
You'll probably see the difference on there.
What?
And that's under 60 inches.
You know what's funny?
Neither
about the
console supports
That's 'cause it's
4K,
4K,
so
though.
it's
That's a different
okay.
step.
It upconverts it though. The TV is intelligent. It actually has
Yeah, but
magnetic speakers on the TV too. That was developed by NASA. Really fucking cool. I mean, cool.
Is Destiny coming out?
I
on
don't
PC?
know, actually. I don't think... they
It
probably
has
planned for
to
it.
because there was alpha on PC. Alpha came out on
Then the 4K. 's
Alpha came
definitely
out on the
work.
PC first, because that's where Jericho and all them were playing it.
I don't think so.
She can win then.
Okay. Here's an article
have the
from
best
Inquisitor that says, meanwhile, it was announced that the first 2 expansion packs will include exclusive content until the fall of 2015. for Destiny on PlayStation.
That doesn't mean
If it's exclusive
delayed,
content until fall of 2015, then who exclusive to what?
I think it's the way it could be just worded poorly. It's amazing some people word questions and things poorly.
I'll be reading because that's much more reliable. Start the first topic. Let's get into the topics. Come on. Bondfire.
Okay, so I don't believe that the alpha was on PC, but anyways.
I know it was on PC.
Okay, keep telling yourself that. Anyways, GameStop is thinking about working with developers early in the process of game creation to create exclusive content only available at GameStop. Now, by content, we mean gameplay, not like skins or guns or little vehicles or anything like that. We're talking about actual gameplay you can only get through GameStop. How do you guys feel about that?
I think, first of all, I don't know what they could do. I don't know what you could buy only at GameStop to have to take home and put in your console.
You want an example?
Worth it.
Of what they could do is work with Activision and get exclusive content for Call of Duty. But where can that exclusive content be? It can only be in the campaign because you can't give them an unfair advantage in multiplayer, whether it be zombies, extinction, or just regular multiplayer. So are you going to pay for some extra campaign? Is that going to make you change your mind?
If you think it's going to be campaign DLC, you're crazy, but whatever.
What else can they give you? What else can they give you?
A map pack?
That only people that buy at GameStop can get?
I mean, realistically, GameStop's pretty popular. You'd have to say at least 1/3 of the people who buy games probably buy them from GameStop. So
I don't.
Well, like in general, though.
I don't think anyone here does.
Bonfire does it. I do occasionally. It just depends how I'm feeling.
I used to, but my closest one's an hour away.
But still, even if 25% of people will buy a game at GameStop, then that means, for Call of Duty, for example, since that's what you use, that's still several million people who will have bought that game from GameStop. So you could easily give them a map pack. I'm not saying they're not going to give them like a gun or anything, but it doesn't have to be campaign content.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. There's not like the whole thing I buy a game for is digital. It all happens in between the console and the screen and on the internet. Like posters and stuff like that I put on the wall, they don't mean anything as far as the way I play the game. I don't see how a piece of digital information is going to be created that I can only receive from a physical store. I don't see how that's going to work. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why would they do that? Because that means that they're building in their own middleman that they truly do not need. There's no financial advantage whatsoever for any game developer to partner with something.
You mean except for all the money that GameStop is going to pay them to do this? Like that doesn't count? Yeah. Like that's a significant financial advantage right there. Because obviously they're not going to do it for free, so they're going to get paid by GameStop.
Then where's GameStop?
GameStop hopes that they make more money off of those additional sales that they get that they wouldn't have gotten before.
So why not sell them directly to the customer?
Developer?
If they're going to sell, if GameStop's going to move 1 million units of it, why can't Bungie move 1 million units of it without GameStop?
Yeah, developers don't sell directly to customers. Okay, that's not how it works.
Yes, they do. When you load up Call of Duty, it says store at the bottom.
That's
when you
through
load
Microsoft,
up Plants vs. Zombies, it says store at the bottom.
But they don't sell the game. They don't sell the game to people. Yes, they sell DLC to people. Here's why. Is because GameStop, let's say they were going to sell 1 million copies of Call of Duty. But now that they have this DLC deal, they pay money for this DLC exclusivity that you get let's say you get one map pack if you buy it at GameStop. So then we're going to sell 1 million units. Now they're going to sell 1.5 million units because of this DLC deal. So that's where they made their money. So GameStop has profited now. The developers profited because they got paid by GameStop to do this. and nothing. Both sides make money, so why not do it? I don't see what the negative is for either party.
I don't see where the game
They're
developer
making
needs
money. They're
GameStop.
making more
That
money.
just-
That's what they don't need. I mean, that's what it is.
Well, and part of it is
Getting
this
paid.
because you have so the game developer makes the game, and then when they ship it, again, they're not selling directly to consumer because there's always that middleman, and so GameStop will actually buy X amount of units, so the developer's already been paid now. Now it's up to GameStop to sell those additional units, so they can make their money back and then some. So the reason why developers want to use GameStop and retail storefronts because they can ensure themselves that these games will be bought, whether or not they sell them or not. Actually, because when we get those sales figures for games, it's about number of copies shipped, not actually sold to the consumer. Most of the time, not all the time. But I don't like the whole idea. I mean, we all know how I feel about GameStop, but I don't like the idea of me missing out on potentially part of a game or an aspect of the gameplay because I don't buy from a specific retailer. I hate that idea. I think it's crap, and I think it's bad for gamers.
I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think there's a way. I just don't see it. The money's spent by the consumer eventually, or it's not profitable and the business fails. That whole business model just fails. Why build in a middleman if you don't have to? That's just bad.
But I don't understand
Bad
what you mean by
business.
don't have
Everything is,
to.
though.
They don't have to. Companies don't have to. They don't have to release map packs in the first place, anyways. They don't have to do microtransactions.
But they
Right.
do it
That's why they're
because they
doing
make more
this. It's the
money.
same thing. They're doing it because they make more money. What's the difference?
Why not do it
Do
without
what?
Game
Because
You can't
GameStop's
do it
like
without
the number
GameStop.
one place for games. I mean, they're like the leading retailer for games.
But not DLC. No one buys DLC from GameStop. Well,
That's
not
why
true.
they
I
do
see that
season
they sell it, so
passes.
obviously,
I do
someone-
buy a lot of season passes from GameStop just
I
because
buy
they're
the
cheaper
season
that way.
passes as well.
I've never done that. I've always
But
bought.
now
them
you're
all.
They're
also-
cheaper if you buy them with the game.
But you also got to say, even when you buy them, say it's on Xbox Live or the PlayStation Store, you're still buying it through that storefront. Yeah,
Through
that's what I'm
Microsoft's
saying. Not
storefront,
directly
yeah.
from the developer, unless you go directly through a website. And a lot of times they will take you to that marketplace. Now, I think one thing that would stop this whole thing from happening, and again, kill GameStop, which is eventually inevitable. I mean, it's we've talked about it before. It's digital distribution, but what companies need to do and developers need to do this is set comparable price points. They need to. If I'm going to buy a digital game, not only am I sacrificing the ability to trade that in at the moment and not have anything physical, I need to pay less. For example, I know like Xbox 360 right now is having a sale on games, and I think it was South Park: The Stick of Truth was on sale for like $40. I saw someone in the comment section like, this game's like $30 at Walmart for the physical copy. So I can save myself $10, still get the physical copy, and not and buy it. So it's like you need to discount digital. That's what has to happen if you want to get rid of all this crap.
You need bigger hard drives too, and they're not doing it. They don't
Absolutely.
want to get rid of.
Yeah.
They don't want to
Yeah.
get rid of the hard disk. That's something they want to keep there, because there's companies that make it more lucrative for them to keep it in the physical copy.
Yeah.
I think that in the future you may have maybe the same size hard drive, but you'll have a lot of your stuff stored on the cloud. Like your games will be stored on the cloud. There's not tons of things. There's not tons of information that has to be stored locally because it has to be called up anyway. I'm not sure how far into the world build that you have to go for that. Like, it's not going to work for Call of Duty, Battlefield, things like that. You're going to need more information on the hard drive. But a game like, I would say something open world, Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto, where your instant microsecond things that happen, they're not real. Like, there's not as much of that. That's not as big a part of the game. So you can do all that computing outside of the Xbox and just say, or the PlayStation, and say, just send me only what I need of that game at that time. You don't need all of the 15 gigs of information stored on your hard drive. You only need the 3 that you're going to operate with at a time. So when you load up Grand Theft Auto in the 45 seconds it takes to load that game, it takes in only the 3 gigs of data it's going to need to run the game, not the campaign, all the artwork, all the whatever unneeded.
So you used
unnecessary data.
GTA as an example. GTA is easily
Because
the
it's open
biggest
world.
game I have ever put on my hard drive. Have you checked how big
Yeah.
that game is?
It was big enough that I had to delete Madden, which I
Like, it's absolutely massive. I think Bondfire actually had troubles with it. Didn't you buy it digitally, Bondfire?
Mm-mm. I didn't buy it digitally. No. I mean, I know you have to install.
Well, yeah, I was just
but,
there was just so much of it that it was insane.
But Whack's got a point in the sense that, I mean, you look at PlayStation now in terms of streaming games and things like that. When it comes to shooters and Twitch-like games, the latency and delay isn't going to work. But when it comes to more open-world games and single-player experiences where don't have to be so Twitch, the cloud could work, and that's what PlayStation now is based around, and Gaikai and all that streaming services.
Oh, PlayStation Now is based off Gaikai, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But their pricing is terrible.
Are they?
Here. Well,
Like, I haven't looked
I
at
heard
it
it
yet.
was-
So.
I think Boogie did a video on it, but I think it was like $15 or something for like a week for an older game when you could pay $5 more at the store and buy it. So again, it's not pricing digital content where it needs to be relative to the physical media.
To me, that's like renting the game for a week, and you're wanting to charge someone $15. If I'm going to rent a game for a week, I can go pay $14 at Redbox, and that's a brand new game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not priced accordingly.
Does
Gamefly does still exist. I've never used it, but it does exist.
I think my brothers used it.
I wonder, did they do download?
I know they do.
That's a good question.
I know they have a PC streaming service. I don't know if they have console streaming.
Yeah.
Random question?
Yes.
Unless anyone else has anything else to throw in
It's
there.
random.
No, let's just ask a question.
What's the worst thing to
Oh
say
my
at a
God.
funeral?
Is this a Reddit question?
It is a Reddit question. I just could not pass it up. I read some of the answers. Most of them were very juvenile.
Those are the best ones.
No,
I
they
hate
were
these open-ended ones that make me try to come up with a joke because I'm so bad at that. And there'll just be something really not
You
funny.
gotta make a really bad pun.
I can come up with puns like within a conversation, but I can't just think of one out of nowhere. This is tough.
The worst thing to say at a funeral? This funeral's dead.
See, there's that bad pun.
That really bad pun.
So bad.
I knew there'd be a bad pun.
So there was that one I came up with on my own. The one that I thought was best that was on Reddit was what's the
Oh my
response?
How about
I'm
That's
sorry.
good.
That was pretty good.
That is good.
That was a good answer.
You could go with another one like that, something like Resme. Get your MMO feel in there.
Oh, man.
As me have it written inside the coffin. Somebody
Oh
res me.
man.
Oh wow.
I'm tempted. I can't think of anything. But I really want to read some of these Reddit answers because I found the thread. These are gold. Some of these.
Some of them are really retarded though. There's a lot of stiffy style answers.
You're not losing a son, you're gaining a guest room. That's number 2 on the Reddit thread. Number 1 is so.
Wow, that is fucked up.
Number 1 is so. Now that you're single.
Oh,
Number
God.
Damn.
Number 3 is. I know this must be a tough time for you, but he owed me about $1,000. No hurry. But whenever you get round to the estate, and then it just says ... These are. People are so creative.
Some of them are really good.
Oh, man.
Oh, there's
Okay,
the
I got my
there's
answer.
the reason.
I got it.
Win at random questions.
I got it. I didn't even look this one up. That was fun.
That was horrible.
That's what's great about it.
Wow. That's almost as good as. Does he still want me to hold his beer?
Okay, I just want to point out that anybody who feels like, oh, these are too dark or whatever, it's a question. It's a funeral question. Like, it's a funeral question.
It's a funeral question.
So
I did that.
just deal with it. Oh, this one's good.
Leave your comments down below.
I'm sorry, and I apologize mean the same thing unless you're at a funeral.
I missed that
somebody got it.
I wasn't paying attention.
I'm sorry, and I apologize mean the same thing unless you're at a funeral.
Yeah.
What's your guys' answers? I
have no answers. That's why I read all the
you can't
answers.
do that.
I can't, dude. I can't think. I don't want to throw in, a bad answer because I
It
can't
doesn't have
think
to
of
be
anything.
funny. You can just be like,
I feel too much pressure. I feel too much pressure.
Or I'm sorry for your loss.
Okay, that'll be. I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah. Okay.
That's the worst thing to say
That's
at a
the
funeral.
answer that our viewers have been hinging on and waiting
You could have changed that around to "I'm happy for your
How
loss."
about
Oh, that's good.
It was horrible, wasn't it, Bondfire?
It's pretty good.
you could have said something like, "I'm sorry for your loss. Can we eat now?"
Damn.
I like that one.
That's actually good.
That's good. Well played. Someone showed up.
Yeah. Man, I have nothing. I have nothing.
Oyster doesn't have it today.
I don't. Well, I just these kind of questions I don't
FIFA has got to him.
struggle with. Let
You
me
better not
open
be
up
opening a
maybe.
pack right
I was
now.
about to say I might have to open a pack just to see.
What? Just disappoint yourself?
Oh, please. Don't make me feel bad any more than I already did.
Does
I'm
everyone
sorry
give an
for
answer?
your loss. He liked it rough.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, there were several in there that were. I never thought I'd be standing at the funeral of my estranged lover.
Oh my goodness.
Autoerotic asphyxiation. Sorry, that was the joke I was
Yeah,
trying to.
Yes. There were a lot of those in the Reddit thread.
Wow.
there were
Wow.
bunches of those. Want another before we move on?
Fraggett has questions, doesn't she?
It's in the same vein.
Yeah, I
I
know
have
Frankie got a
questions.
couple questions from some followers.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me click on them. All right. This one's from Nitro Oblivion. He wants to know when I started gaming. All right. Well, I don't know the exact date. I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and I started on Atari and Super Nintendo. And I went on to N64 and PlayStation 2, Xbox, and so on, so forth. I was really little, and I used to play with my brother and my cousins, and yeah. So that answers your question.
I have a question for Whack. Okay, Whack, you started gaming at a young age, didn't you? Or no? Okay, I was trying to think because I'm assuming Bondfire did as well. I don't know. It seems like everybody who is on YouTube as a gamer started gaming when they were 5 years old or something, and I don't know. It just seems odd to me. The only YouTuber I can think of that did not start gaming at a young age is Woody, because he started when he was an adult. He started gaming when he was 35. But I don't know.
I don't think he was quite that old, but okay.
Well, he's 40 now. I guess maybe a little
So
younger
you
than
started
that.
gaming 5 years ago?
It wasn't that much longer than 5 years ago, because he started gaming on one of the Gears of War games. So maybe a little bit longer than that, but anyways. I don't know. It's just... I didn't play any of the old consoles and stuff, obviously, because I wasn't alive yet. But, it doesn't seem to me like gaming was all... I don't know, you guys can answer this, obviously, but, was gaming really that popular back when, all the... when the Super Nintendo was a thing and stuff? Because, I don't hear people really talk about gaming when they were kids, except for people gaming on YouTube. So I don't know if it was really that popular at that point, or not.
I know the N64 was extremely popular.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first of all, it was the ultimate babysitter. It was only for gaming was only for children, and it had nothing to do with adult culture. It was gaming was not something adult culture smiled upon at all. It was completely a babysitting tool. Not only that, it wasn't even endorsed by a bunch of adults. As it was
Yes.
a waste of time. You'd be better suited reading books. You'd be better suited, and this is what makes the least amount of sense in the entire world. You'd be better off
I never
watching
heard that
TV.
one.
I have heard that a lot. Well,
I've never heard that one.
You'd be better off. Why aren't you? Because like, look, if you came home, would you rather see someone? Would you think any differently of someone playing video games or watching TV? Both are relative to each other the same waste of time, or not, whichever, however you feel about that. I'm not saying either one of them are. I'm just saying relative to each other, they are the same thing. You're sitting still-ish, looking at a monitor screen, TV.
I know in my family the difference
whatever.
between TV and video games is less rage.
Well, that's a you problem, then.
No, that is my family. That's not even just me. That is both.
Then you don't watch good enough
both
shows.
my little brothers, my mom, and my dad, all that way.
You're not a passionate enough sports fan, then, because
I
can
am a
rage a
very
lot watching a
passionate
Hornets
sports fan.
game. I can rage a lot watching Wake Forest basketball or the Panthers or anything of that nature. A lot, well, almost, I would say almost as much as I rage at games. So, I don't know.
The only thing I rage as hard as I do at games, like sports-wise, is hockey.
Which is odd because you live in Texas, but whatever. Screw logic.
Whatever. Okay.
But that's interesting that you bring that up, Wack, because when you talk about how different gaming was back then and how it was viewed, because that's changed. And I think I just saw like a statistic or something that like there are more people playing on multiple devices and people gaming than there ever has been. So it's crazy to as we've grown up see the perception of gamers and gaming change. It's become a more of a casual thing, and with smartphones and mobile games, everyone's able to do it and partake in it. So it's more acceptable.
It is more socially acceptable now than it has ever been.
Yeah.
I think phones
Absolutely.
have changed that a lot because you've got consoles now that only play phone games.
Those are doing well.
I would never
Also
buy
too-
one of those. I've got a phone for that
Well,
reason.
most of the time,
So what?
guys, when they are playing those games though on their phone, they're taking a dump, and don't lie about it, because we know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Us females know.
I recently downloaded a game from the Treese brothers to play, and I'm gonna need to eat a lot of cheese to play that game. It's very their games are intense. I've got a pirates versus traders or pirates and traders or something like that, where you sail around and you either trade goods or you're a pirate and you rob ships. This game is 16 levels deeper than that. It goes way into your physical attributes, how you build your crew and stuff like that. I think it's called Age of Pirates from the Treese brothers. It's free to play.
How many microtransactions are
And-
there? No. Okay.
Oh, there's tons.
I'll have to
but
try it
it's-
out.
you know what? I'm gonna take that back.
Yeah.
It's ad based. Age of Pirates RPG. It's an RPG for your
That's
phone.
interesting.
Nice.
That's crazy.
So you actually live the life of your
That's funny.
pirate, and you can choose several different pirates, and they all have backstories. Like this guy turned pirate because his son is dying of scarlet fever or something like that. I mean, it's deep for a phone
that's
game.
what's crazy is a lot of these games now that are coming out on phones. I mean, they're trying to replicate games that are on consoles and PC, so they're getting more in depth and complicated.
I don't know. Well, I guess it is a good thing, but like, that's why I could never get into phone games, is because
I
I like
agree.
games with depth, and they usually didn't have it. But at the same time, I can't see myself like playing a game that has a lot of depth on a phone, like just from a device standpoint. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but it just seems like a phone is made for a game that, like Angry Birds. It's not made for like an RPG. It just, I don't know. I just don't. I can't
I
see
would
myself
say
doing that.
I would
can
say
see
the
myself-
phone has more access to the cloud than consoles even do right now. So
Not the Xbox One. So much cloud power on the Xbox One, bro.
Good
I
God.
love the sarcasm. Thank you.
Never forget.
You know, I think it was yesterday. I took my dog out, and I saw this kid in my apartment complex just outside sitting. And this is early in the morning. I mean, 8 o'clock. You know, and he's sitting there and just playing on his phone. I'm thinking, like, dude, you'd be better with a 3DS. I almost said something. I was like, what are you playing? Because no, like.
It's
You're
cheaper.
video game police, man. You're video game police.
Not everyone has access to the kind of equipment that some of us have access to.
I understand
like a
that. It just,
$500 Xbox One.
yeah, that's true. I get it, but I just wanted to be like, whatever you're playing is not fun. I can just tell
Well,
you.
I'm just thinking, between most of us here, I think we can all say we're probably sitting around a couple $1,000s worth of equipment, just PC-wise, consoles, games. We've
Yeah,
probably
I'm trying
got
not to
that
think
much
about
at
that
least.
stuff.
Exactly. But I mean, not everyone has access to that. If you're 8, you don't have access to that, but your parents might buy you a phone.
This kid was like 15.
Okay,
I've
tell
met
them to go
plenty
get a
of
job.
8-year-olds on Xbox One. Their
Bondfire.
parents are buying them. It's ridiculous for like Christmas and shit.
I know.
Bonfire.
Yeah, and then
you
they only
that
have
much-
like one game.
You have that much
Sorry.
equipment without even having a gaming
Unfortunately,
PC.
it's Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yeah.
And that's the one game.
Wow, taking shots.
Sorry.
We
I
take-
missed that. Did we take shots at Call of Duty?
No,
Yeah,
no.
I did.
No,
That's Fraggett,
she may
yes.
have taken
Yes, she
shots
did.
at Call
She
of
just
Duty.
shot ghosts.
Oyster was taking shots at Bondfire.
Well, yeah,
So
there was simultaneous shots fired.
I don't
Very
take
common
it.
topics, though. We
Yeah.
take
I
lots
don't
of
have a
shots-
gaming PC. I don't.
The-
We take
yeah,
lots of
he's
shots
taking
at
shots at
Bonfire.
your Mac.
We take
I
shots at
run a
Bonfire
Mac. I'm not afraid of it.
on a weekly basis. So
Oh, come on. Ghosts is the worst one. You know it.
We all agree.
It is.
actually, COD 3 is
Awful.
worse, but nobody's played that except me, so it doesn't matter. So,
I don't think anyone cares. It's already come and gone. This
I
is the one
probably
that's
played
still
that
around.
one.
I know. I'm
Why?
just saying though. I have to go all COD historian purist on you and say that Ghost is the second worst game in the series. But
Maze Man and I tried to play COD 4 last night, and it just wasn't happening. It wasn't hacked or anything, but
Yeah.
the connection was so bad. It's worse than Black Ops 2 as far as trying to connect me to Canada. We're
since when is Black Ops 2
Heck,
bad?
so,
Trying to
Did you
connect
move to
me
Canada?
to Whack. Trying to connect me and Whack together. Whack was getting completely dumped on. Me and Maze are just pooping all over kids. And Whack gets like 5 kills and 30 deaths. It's okay.
I think you mean Black was playing on normal.
What's
ping,
funny
right?
is I have the best internet of anyone in this call, and I have the worst connection to the game. I've got 110
What?
down.
Yeah, but you said you have really high ping though, don't you?
Yeah, 45, 42.
45
Right
ping
now.
says, when is that bad?
That's pretty high for. I think you have a business line, don't you?
It's for a Twitch game. No,
Okay,
mine's
I thought you
business
did.
line.
Sorry.
45 ping.
I just
That's-
pay for it because our TVs are all done by Roku now, so we have really good internet.
I have 10-second pings or 10 millisecond ping. So, I mean, I don't have very good
It's
connection. Like I've only get at max 16, down and 2 up, but I run on 10 ping most of the time. So
What, is that on like speedtest.net 10 ping or 10 ping in games?
speedtest.net.
Okay, I was because
Like I
my
maxed
speed
out
test-
ping wise on League of Legends at like 90. And that
See,
could be
I'm at
connected
100.
to me.
I'm at 105, and you're 2 times closer to the server than I am. I have 32 millisecond ping on speed test, which I don't think that's that bad. I mean,
No, ping is but ping is where you get your speed from for game connectivity because that means yours is 30 seconds. That means you're 20 milliseconds ahead of me no matter what.
I don't need
Ever.
that 20 milliseconds though.
Automatically off the cuff, your internet gives you a 20 millisecond
But I don't.
win.
But it doesn't
over me
matter though.
forever.
Even if you're the same skill level, 20 milliseconds is a lot of
20
time.
milliseconds is a bullet. It's one bullet.
One bullet.
See,
Sorry.
I disagree. I disagree that one.
In a Twitch game, 20 milliseconds is a lot of time.
One bullet's a lot. If you're always 30% down in your health from everyone else,
that's assuming that one, both of you start to shoot at the same exact time. Two, that you hit that first bullet and you're accurate enough to hit that first bullet every time.
We're talking about people with the same amount of skill, though.
But how often does that situation actually happen, though? That those exact stances that you both start shooting at the exact same time.
Not very often do I.
But those are the ones you rage
that
over,
are the same skill level as me that I'm playing against. Most of them I play with.
But that's still the one you rage over. The one you should have won. The one, that bullet.
I just assume I should have won every battle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely top 1% of COD players, so I pretty much should win every gunfight, so I can pretty much complain whenever I want to whenever I die, right? That's how it works.
My ping is 4.
Oh my god.
No, it's not.
Are you pinging to Portland, though?
I think so.
Well, I mean, we're all pinging to the closest server that we have, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Depends on how close that server is.
I'm pinging to, like, Asheville, North Carolina. So, I don't know.
I ping to Dallas. I ping like 200 miles away, so.
All right, Ms. Fraggett, what's your next question?
All right, my next question is from General TKK, and he asks, which of the Elder Scrolls games was your first to play, and which one is your most favorite, and why? Well, if I'm being 100% honest, it was Skyrim. That's the first one I played. I did have Morrowind, but I never played it.
Oh, you missed the good one.
What, Morrowind? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I like Skyrim though.
Skyrim's good. It was just it's Morrowind's on a whole nother level.
I haven't played any of them.
Some modder remade
Then what are you calling
the
noob
game
then?
and updated it and stuff, and it's available for free to download. My boyfriend told me about it.
Bondfire.
He keeps drilling me to go play it, but I haven't yet.
Bonfire, I can objectively call someone else a noob, even if I'm also a noob.
As long as you spell it correctly.
What? N-U-B?
It's not no.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, I haven't played any of the Elder Scrolls games.
You're missing out. Bethesda's probably the best video game producer out.
I know, I've heard that, but I have no motivation. I could have got Skyrim on sale on Steam, like, during the summer sale for, like, I don't even remember, but it was pretty cheap.
Super cheap, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't. I just have no, like, motivation to play those games. Not that they're bad games, obviously they're great games, but I just don't, or I assume they're great games. Because I can't know for sure without having played them. But I've heard they're great games, but I just have no desire to play them.
Skyrim was just really buggy at the beginning, so I ended up glitching myself to the highest level you could be.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so you're one of those people.
No.
I was max skilled and everything. I then restarted. I didn't play like that for very long. I turned it up to the hardest difficulty and just killed everything. It was pretty boring, so I restarted completely.
I really wanted to get into this series, so I picked up Oblivion towards the end of pretty much before Skyrim came out.
I picked that up too. I've actually played that after Skyrim though.
See, I got really turned away from it because really early on I got turned into a vampire, so I couldn't do anything during the day. And so I'm like, this game is stupid. And then I looked up how to, get the cure to not be a vampire anymore.
It's very complicated.
Yeah, super complicated quest, and it just once I became a vampire, I was done. I was like, I took so long just to do that. I'm done. And I felt like the Oblivion.
That's why I normally rush into something that'll make sure you don't ever turn into a vampire.
That's hilarious.
I didn't even know that could happen though.
Like on Skyrim, I rushed the Champions Guild so I could become a werewolf.
Nice. I got Skyrim on a really good deal a long time ago, but I've never touched it.
I didn't like being a werewolf. I liked being a vampire when Dawnguard came out because it got really awesome.
See, I haven't actually played the full Dawnguard DLC yet.
It's fun. You get telekinesis powers.
I was so
It gets
disinterested.
really awesome. Do so much stuff.
I was so disinterested in Elder Scrolls. I just didn't think it looked appealing to me And then the first trailers for Skyrim came out, and that game looked so sick. It was such awesome trailers. I would watch them on bated breath. Just, what game is this? This looks awesome. And then I'd see that it was Skyrim, and I was like, I'm so disappointed now. I haven't given them a chance. I didn't get far enough into it. I didn't want to invest that kind of time in a game genre that I knew so little about, and take it away from something else. It's kind of like, why build in that backlog if you're not already predisposed to liking it, which I'm not against it. Like I said, the trailers for Skyrim before it ever came out with all the bugs and problems, which only reinforced my staying away from those kinds of games. They looked awesome. Go back and watch those original trailers. Yeah, they were riveting.
I love Bethesda
like the live action ones are cool.
Anything Bethesda puts out, I'll more than likely buy. I like all the Fallout. I like.
I want to get the Evil Within so bad. I'm looking so forward to that.
I don't know if I'll get that
I
one.
might crap my pants.
Yeah, I'll pass on that one.
I might need to wear little diapers. I said it.
It's basically Condemned, I know. Alright, I know that game's basically going to be Condemned.
I never played that game,
Copied
actually. That's an old one, though.
I'm not big into the scary games. I don't think there's a point in them. I understand they're probably pretty good for streaming, though.
They look so cheap. That's my problem with like Outlast. Bondfire, you did Outlast,
yeah,
right? That's the one you put on your channel. It looks poorly done. It looks like a 5-year-old game. I mean, the story may be epic, and your reactions and stuff, classic. But the actual graphics of the game and the way it looks like you move through that world almost look like Half-Life.
Did you play
style,
it on the
original
Xbox
Half-Life
One or the
style
PC
games.
game sync?
I played it on PS4.
Sorry, I read the name. I should just call you.
Well, you didn't play it on PC.
Yeah. I like those. I like horror games just because it's fun to just kind of get in the moment. Like when you turn out the lights, put on the headset, and you just get into it. That's what makes it fun.
I enjoy watching you.
Yeah, I know.
Just because I like making fun of you in your chat, but
it's fun. It's fun though. I don't know about the Evil Within though. Like because we watched that trailer a few episodes.
We
back.
all watched that on the show, and that was pretty scary.
Did you watch the gameplay?
No, that was terrifying.
No, we watched the cinematic trailer.
Is it out
Watch
yet?
some of the gameplay. It looks like it's gonna be fun. You gotta watch some of the gameplay.
When does it come out?
But I don't know. I don't even think
sometime
they
in the
have a
fall.
release date. I can't remember. Haven't pre-ordered it yet.
I know,
There's a lot of games I need to pre-order.
October 21st in North America.
I know Slender's supposed to come to consoles,
According
and I'm
to
pretty
IGN.
excited for that. Because it's going to have some new levels and stuff, so I'll probably do some of that.
I don't understand why Slenderman's scary. I have watched some gameplay of that, and it's like...
Have you
okay,
It's all about the
have
jump
you
scares.
played?
The jump
have you
scares are
played
usually the ones
Slenderman?
that get me.
Have you played it?
I've watched people play Slenderman.
Okay then, because I have
No.
played Slenderman at night
No.
with all the lights out and nobody making any noise in my house. It is a little bit scary.
That's
How much of that's your
That's
own
what it's all
hype that you
about.
built up? Like you
That's
manufactured
a lot
some
of
of
it's
that.
about that.
Some of
Most
that.
of it's about that.
Now, see, I disagree.
You know,
I
like
disagree.
if
because
you're
I feel
going
like
to watch,
going in
any-
expecting to be scared makes me more prepared to be scared and therefore less likely to be scared. Like if you're watching a movie that has jump scares in it, and you're sitting there like waiting for the jump scare to happen, like you're like, okay, like you can see it coming, you're not going to be as scared by it. So
It still
but if
freaks
you
me out.
if
even
you
when I
set
see
the
it coming.
scene,
I still jump.
yeah.
well, it doesn't take
If-
it away completely, but it makes it.
If you're gonna set the stage for it, though, you're only gonna intensify it when you turn out all
Well,
the
that's
lights
kind
and
of-
play it at 2 a.m. That's only gonna intensify or magnify whatever is. If you would have went, oh well, that's scary. Do it at 2 a.m. when you're tired and all the lights are out, and do
Can't
it in a
do that,
thunderstorm.
like,
Just
happening right now.
intensify
If I
all of
get
it so
that
that
scared, I
if-
have to jump up like a little girl and go turn on the lights. I'm too
But-
afraid to
it's about immersion.
play.
Trying to immerse yourself into it.
or watch
Exactly.
anything.
That's what makes it fun.
that's what I'm saying. Without without manufacturing all that, without doing all that immersion. If you played it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
because that's the point of the game is to scare you, and it's the equivalent of watching a horror movie, which the point is to scare you. The point of this game is to scare you or get a reaction out of you. So would you not try to have the best, try to maximize the experience of playing the game?
Yes,
like,
if I had clap lights.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, actually, I started a one scary game, and it actually tells you, like, as soon as you start the new game, it tells you, like, for the best possible experience, play in the dark, play with the headset, in an isolated room, and that's going to give you the best possible experience. So some games actually set you up that way.
I was playing Plants vs. Zombies yesterday morning before anyone woke up in my house, and I'm sitting here like this. The game's over. I put the controller down. I look over my shoulder, and my son's head is right here. He's right here. And I got scared. Just because the headset, what I'm trying to say is the headset, that can definitely throw you deep into the immersion of the game.
We live together, so, like, we'll play in separate rooms. And, like, while we're playing, sometimes just for fun, I'll set down my controller, and he'll think I'm still, playing in the game. And I'll just come in his room and scare the hell out of him. He gets so mad. It's funny.
Yeah, headsets.
Like that.
Just think about when we're all, like, in virtual reality helmets. And, like, we're gone. We're in, like, another world.
See, I couldn't do that. My family would come up and slap me in the face.
Your family's so nice.
I have a question from someone about that, actually.
Oh,
from,
another question.
Big
Let's go.
BS, yeah, from Big BS. Do you think the Oculus Rift and the VR headsets coming out are going to be something that sticks around, or a fad like Guitar Hero? I think that they're going to stick around. That's something big. I mean, if you watch PewDiePie, he's always using those Oculus Rifts. He's always playing those games.
Couldn't
really
be because he's
really
paid
fun.
to play those games.
Yeah, but when popular people use like that, the product's gonna sell them. Besides that, it's just an awesome product. You really feel like you're there, and it can be really scary and really fun.
I'll say right now, I will not buy the Oculus Rift. I will not buy it, just because I will not support Facebook. But yes, that is completely it. That is completely it.
You're willing to completely discount an entire product, regardless of how good the product is, just because of who makes it.
Why, when I have the PS4 and they're putting one out?
What if the Oculus Rift is better than the one the PS4 makes?
How do you know it's going to be better?
I don't. That doesn't matter. I'm just saying that what if the PS4's version is completely terrible?
The PS4 is going to be catered towards gaming.
I don't care. That's not the point. You're missing entirely what I'm saying. Let's say they can Project Morpheus tomorrow. It doesn't ever actually come out, and Oculus Rift is the perfect.
Then I just won't buy one.
Just because it's made by Facebook.
Yep.
All right, attitude of a 12-year-old. Okay.
I won't buy it because of how Facebook came to purchase them after Kickstarter money was used to grow them.
Right.
And we've argued about that way too much in the past. But because of that, they lost too much from me.
I think virtual reality will catch on depending on how it's going to be implemented. I think it'll be implemented in terms of business settings and meetings and things like that, to where, like, you can have, again, it's similar to a Skype conversation. You can essentially go into a business meeting in a virtual room and have a conversation and conduct business. So there's a lot of real life applications to it that I think will catch on. In terms of gaming, will it catch on? It's going to depend on what kinds of games there are. I mean, like, I don't want to play Battlefield in a virtual reality headset because I'll probably crap my pants.
Get motion sick?
And get motion sickness. But, like, a game where you can explore, or speaking of Skyrim, so a game similar to that, minus the combat, just where you're exploring and maybe accomplishing different things. There's a PS4 game coming out called The Witness, which is very similar to an old computer game, Myst. Back in the days, anyone know Myst? It was kind of just like basically a first-person exploring game, and you solve puzzles. So games like that, I think, can be successful in virtual reality. It's just going to depend on the applications for it. That was a good question.
Nice question. That was a good question.
Oh. This is from Rotini Maps. Hopefully I said it right. He would like to know if I'm going to pick up the Master Chief Collection, and if so, what are you most excited to see about it, whether it's remade maps or the remake of Halo 2? Yes, I'm definitely going to get that pre-ordering very soon. I'm stoked about it, and I'm really looking forward to Halo 2 because, yeah, that was my favorite multiplayer game, and Halo 3, but I still thought Halo 2 was better. Like, I really miss it, and I'm glad they didn't change, like, anything, and it'll be the exact same, and hopefully it is the exact same because I do want to be XR people.
Have you seen gameplay of it?
I saw the little E3 gameplay of it. That was it on Ascension. That was it.
Oh, it looks so good. Yeah, I will certainly be picking it. I'll have a reason to play on my Xbox, besides Guacamelee. But I love Halo. Huge Halo fan.
Wait, did you just say Guacamelee? What's that?
It's a free game.
Free games with gold. It's co-op if you want to play.
I'm intrigued by the name. Wait, did you say it was free, or did I just imagine that?
Yes,
Free
it is
games with gold.
free.
Is it free right now?
Yes.
Okay, I might
Like I
look
said, if
into
you want
that.
co-op, I'm down.
I will look into that, yes. But, sorry.
Because it's
I didn't mean to
I think-
interrupt, but I've never heard of a game called Guacamelee, and that's interesting.
I've heard it before. I think it was actually a phone-based game first.
Oh, that makes it worse, but whatever.
It's fun.
It's on free to play, and Xbox is not doing that well. They're not making application of their free to play with free games with gold.
Well, the
very
games
well.
they're taking aren't
Like, I would say
free-to-play
the
model. It's making a smaller game free. Guacamelee was originally like $15.
I missed.
So
that.
the games that they're bringing to games with gold aren't free to play games. They're taking games that were originally like $15, $20 and making them free for the month.
Well, I'll say the same thing about PlayStation. With
Absolutely.
their PS4 games are not any kind of even AA titles. They're just,
I agree.
most of them are indie titles, and
I agree.
while that works for some people, it doesn't for others.
No, I understand that. Yeah,
I do enjoy the PS3. The PS3 you do
PS3 is
get.
killing it. Yeah, been
Yeah,
killing
you
it.
get insane amounts of games.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, down the road, Xbox One and PS4 will have that. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
What, 10 years from now?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, next, I would say, early 2015, if we start seeing, like, Rise free on the Xbox One, games with gold, and then you got, we'll say, Knack free with PlayStation Plus. So, they're first-party games. I wouldn't be surprised to see those sometime.
Rise wasn't that good.
See,
It's
I
very
thought it was
repetitive.
pretty good.
I liked Rise.
I sat here mixed. I just gotta try it for myself.
Rise
I
2
didn't think
isn't
it was that
happening,
good. I
though.
thought it was very repetitive and like combos and stuff. I didn't really like it.
The
because it was just the
gameplay-
same. They didn't really put much into it.
Yeah.
Fighting.
I can agree the gameplay was pretty repetitive.
I
You
think
got
it was
kinda
more
boring
about
after
the
a while,
story.
But the story was made a good game.
Whack. Are you interested in the
My
Master
opinion,
Chief
it was
Collection?
okay.
Yes.
So I know you didn't like Halo 4. So.
Halo 1 was great. Halo 4 was atrocious.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
We all knew she was.
Did you ever play Halo 2
I have
multiplayer
so many other
though?
games that I
'cause
wanna get.
that's really what the selling point is.
I know, but I know that is, that's the quintessential holy grail for
Can I
Halo
just
gaming.
bring up
but
the ending to Halo 4 real quick? Sorry for interrupting. He slaps a
Go for it.
freaking nuke and lives. Well, there is so
It's
many
Master
jokes
Chief, man.
about that after that happened. That was just ridiculous. It was so preposterous. He just slaps a nuke and okay lives from that. Alright.
Everybody's so critical.
His
of Halo
grave?
4.
Master Chief has lived through everything. Come on, and you're
on.
questioning him slapping a nuke.
I just thought it was funny. But we
I
all
want
knew
to question
Cortana
if
was
he
gonna
can
die.
not die to slapping a nuke. Then how come one of them little grunt covenant things comes up and kills me?
Player error.
How come that happens? If he can live through a nuke, there's no little
But
phase blaster, a
You
grunt
realize
from the
on-
covenant's going
on
to take me
Master
down with.
Chief's tombstone, it will read Master Chief, Nuke Slapper. It has to be on that now when he dies.
He's like the quintessential badass. I mean, if there's actually I read one of the Halo books because I was curious about some of the lore, and the best one is The Fall of Reach, and one of the few books I've read, because I'm not much of a book reader, but it's really good and explains how he became Master Chief and what the Spartans go through to become that. If you're interested in Halo lore, and they're badasses.
They go through horrible things to become Spartans, don't they?
Yeah, some pretty bad stuff.
Like some pretty atrocious stuff.
I mean, it's almost like what they did to Wolverine, like making all their bones and stuff like hard, and they get like muscle injections and crazy training, and that's cool. Halo 2 will be awesome though, and it looks.
I'm excited.
It looks so good. I think at one of the recent conferences they showed even more about some of the maps and just talked about it and some of the things that they've changed and details, and it looks so good. I'll see if I can find it.
I wonder if they're gonna play on this. Well, I guess not. I was gonna say I wonder if they're gonna play on the same servers as everybody else that's playing Halo 2, or if you have to play Halo 2 Master Chief Edition.
I think the Halo 2
I
servers
don't know how they're
around
gonna implement
anymore.
that. I'm actually
The original
curious I'm gonna be curious to see how that.
Yeah,
Well, they
the
said
original 2
Jetties-
servers are gone.
Right?
Okay. So Call of Duty has zombies, or Ghosts has what is it? Extinction mode, alien mode that was
I love it.
ridiculous. But the Treyarch games had a zombie game inside of Call of Duty, and it doesn't work, right? It doesn't fit with the storyline. You use the abilities that you have in multiplayer or even in the game, and you do something completely different with them. You fight against zombies, and you can say, well, it's just a wave mode or whatever. What other games would that work well with? Like, this is the base mechanic of the game. Let's do a completely different kind
You
of
talking
game
like a horde
with that
mode?
Same thing. Like,
They've already done that in
what
several games, like
what if
Gears of War.
But like, you mean like the base, like that's the main part of the game is a horde mode? Like that's the main game mode of the game, or?
No. What I'm saying is Call of Duty has nothing to do with zombies. It's about war. It's about, fighting a war. The multiplayer is about pitting one side against the other side.
I
You
think
use
it's a
guns and do
tieback
that.
to one of the
Yeah,
older
but
COD.
zombies. Yeah, World at War.
They also include something completely different, which is zombies.
Yeah, but it has its own storyline to it. The characters, the character development, even Extinction.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like buying two
yeah.
different
Does
games.
that not
I
increase
see.
the value of your $60?
It does. That's not my question. My question is, what other games would
Well,
that
they have
work
something
for?
essentially entirely
Gears
Entirely different inside
Gears
the same
has
game.
a wave defense mode.
That was fun, yeah.
Yeah, but it's still just Gears. It's just wave defense, like Modern Warfare 3 had a wave defense mode, but that was still just multiplayer. Just done a little bit differently. I'm wondering if, if you took, what's the guy's name in Assassin's Creed?
There's
like three of them.
Several.
There's several.
Oh, okay, they change every time. So what if you take that guy and have him do something completely different? That is, I don't know, put him in like a thief-style game.
That's not what the assassins do.
What other games would that work for?
I
know, that's the point.
point.
You're not understanding.
Breaking the
It has to
Assassin's
be
Creed.
somewhat related.
Yeah, you would be breaking the creed.
Yeah, when you
But that you guys.
load up Assassin's Creed, you can choose to play the story, you can choose to play, and it has the co-op in it, or you can turn left.
Okay, I want to say I like this question from Whack and Archaic. You're doing what I did last week with the no thing, except that I only did that because I wanted to be grammatically correct. You're just doing it is you're just screwing up the question. Okay.
No.
It's a question.
I am being correct with the game.
But you don't. Ned, the whole point of the question is to not be correct with the game. That's like the entire basis of what he's asking.
I'm saying you couldn't do it with Assassin's Creed.
Why not? Says who?
Says 90% of the fans.
Who cares what the
Says
fans think? Screw the fans.
Morals.
Microtransactions.
Be awful.
Change the game. Who
I
cares
love
what the fans
microtransactions.
think? Yeah, let's put more microtransactions in and turn Ezio into a thief because screw the
Nobody-
fans. Who cares what they
Nobody.
I think stealthy and thief, or like bringing a thief type or stealth gameplay to Assassin's Creed, it would absolutely fit in.
You can already have a stealth type.
Yeah, but
It's
when
in the
that's the whole,
campaign.
But when that's the whole perception of this type of game mode, where whether it's be like to sneak in, steal something, and get out without being caught, why couldn't you have that in Assassin's Creed? Yes, there's already something similar to that, but this would be the entire premise of this game type. I think that would actually be intriguing, but like maybe even if you make it a multiplayer experience to where you have.
Oh man, you're talking about them doing a good multiplayer. Stop.
Yeah, I know.
It's not allowed.
Or just like you take like Watch Dogs for
What if,
example, the 1v1 hacking. I mean, it's hide and seek essentially. It's absolutely fun. It needs some refinement, but if you had a game type just on that, there's only one called Prop Hunt, but a game just based on hide and seek within another game like Watch Dogs, why couldn't you have that with multiple people? Add more people instead of 1v1. Why not have it be 4v4?
I'm wondering why you can't take Watch Dogs and do a game type like Call of Duty Search and Destroy.
You could, because then
That would be completely different and the wrong way to play Watch Dogs, but it would be something completely different that you would do with the game, which is what Zombies is for Call of Duty.
I don't know how they'd
It's
implement that with Watch Dogs.
completely different part of the
I
game.
could see it being there.
you just take that game, because you know that game type we played. It was essentially like, wasn't it?
Team
wasn't
hacking?
domination. Yeah,
Team hacking?
Yeah, where you grab the device and you basically have to hold on to it for a
Or
certain period of time.
team decoding or decrypting or whatever it's called.
I mean, they should have more team-based game modes like that.
I
Watch
do wish
Dogs
they
has a
had
lot
more
of that.
team-based. I wish they had more team-based game modes.
But
I
you
quit
could
playing that game.
totally have like a search and destroy game type, or even a domination game type if you wanted to, something like that within Watch Dogs. You could absolutely do that, and I think it would work out just fine.
This is similar. This is kind of an answer to the question, I guess, but kind of different. It's not exactly an answer, but like, I'd like to see a game where they kind of like combine like I think this would work best with sports games, but you could probably find a way to put it into other games as well. I just can't think of any off the top of my head. But like maybe combine a sports game, but also with GTA. So like you can play like add a free roam type style into other games. Like if I'm playing NBA 2K and I'm playing career mode, I can make a player, but then after I play a game, I can go like free roam inside like whatever city I'm playing in or whatever, stuff like that. Which I don't know. I think they could add free roaming into a lot of other games to make them more interesting, or maybe make like Call of Duty free roam in between missions. Like after you play a mission, but then you can free roam in like wherever area you're in at that time.
Or just
like
an open world Call of Duty.
like stuff like that kind of like that probably wouldn't work at all in Call of Duty, but like I don't know.
We're gonna make it work.
I
Open
can
world
see
Call
where
of
it would
Duty.
work in the campaign. It could work in the
Open
campaign.
world
That
Call of
would
Duty.
be pretty easy to do.
But I'd like to see.
No,
I'd
it's
like to see more
multiplayer,
games.
open world. PvP, man.
MMO Call of Duty.
Jump between maps. They're all dungeons. You just walk in.
That'd be crazy.
There you go.
So I wouldn't have to play Nuketown anymore. I wouldn't have to play those stupid small hijacked maps. I can just
Oh
go
yes.
walk to
Oh
whatever
thank
map I
God.
want to.
You go to the Nuketown
I
free
hate
part of the
this
world.
Town.
Oh my goodness.
I
love
think
Nuketown
we're all-
Black Ops too, because you can just lay down in the back of the map with a thermal LMG with a silencer and just.
That's
hold down
why
the
it
trigger.
sucks.
Well, I thought that's why it sucks too at first, but then I realized that I can't play the game like by rushing on that map because of people who do that, so I joined them.
And then I'm the
Can't do it,
person
join
that
'em.
rushes. I'm the person that rushes around and kills people like that.
No, you don't, because you can't get to me because I put a claymore on the right side and on the left side.
Called
I'm holding down the
Flag
trigger.
Jacket, bro.
Oh my God. 1v1 me, dude. 1v1 me.
1v1 me, bro.
1v1 me, Nuketown, and we'll see. You can't have.
You lay down prone with
Oh
that.
man.
I
Hey,
remember when I had a
hey,
360.
Oyster, you got him 1v1 on Nuketown. I've done it. It's
Red
pretty
gun,
easy.
you would lose, Whack. I was not prepared for you to be a
mobile,
decent
whatever.
quickscoper.
I still think I could out quickscope Whack on Black Ops 2 easily, but we need to try it someday.
I can hard
If I ever
scope.
get
Is
my
that good?
360
Yeah.
back, it's on. I can do it.
Oh snap! We're doing trick shots.
Yeah, you got it.
Two spin
shot
minimum,
episode.
or your shot doesn't count.
I'm gonna 360 into a
Okay,
720, throw my
cool.
knife and hit you, and then quick scope your foot.
I would venture to say if you have to do 2 spins, the first kill would probably be the round-ending kill cam. I don't know that you.
I've gone with friends on the maps and just like jumped off of stuff for a good 10 to 15 minutes trying to hit just like multiple spin shots just to see if we could actually do it, and you can't. You can't. I don't get these dudes who are trick shotters how they
You can.
luck. It has
You
to
need
be luck.
5 people with double flashbangs and double concussions,
That's
and
what
just
we did, though.
everybody,
That's what we did.
everybody spamming them.
Everybody was throwing concussions at each other, and we had like 3 people standing still at a time, like all in a circle, so that even if you missed one person, you might hit another one, and you still couldn't hit anyone. Like I hate trick shotting so much. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
I would rather play Mario. The original.
Than trick shot. Yes, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. I would like to play Mario Maker, but I won't buy a Wii U. So.
Is that not out for 3DS as well?
I would like
thought
to
it was
play
out for
Mario
3DS.
Maker.
Oh well, I probably won't get that either. But I'd be
And you
more
can
likely
get a
to get a
2DS,
Wii
man.
U.
It's like $100.
I'd be more likely to get a Wii U than a handheld device of any kind.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I don't see the money in a handheld device. They cost too much.
Yeah, that was good for when you're a little kid and you like have to go to the grocery store with your parents because that's the only option and you don't want to and you have to play. But
Bondfire.
you know.
Although saying this, I might steal
Get
my
it,
brother's
Bondfire.
PSP on my flight to Portland. So
So you just contradicted yourself. Okay, cool.
no, my brother owns one, not me.
But you still see value in playing it.
Rather than my phone, yes.
It should live.
You also got
It should live like my mom's Game Boy in the bathroom next to the toilet paper, like Miss Fraggett said earlier.
I mean,
You
how
turn
much
it
does a
on,
typical
you play
smartphone
for
cost?
5 minutes, you turn it off.
A lot of money.
With or without a
Even
contract.
with the contract.
With a contract, $90
$200.
bucks. S3, 2 years ago.
A real smartphone.
Oh my god!
Wow.
It really is. Wow.
Wow, are you kidding?
Wow.
Not
So
one
out
that's
of
2
touch.
years old.
So out of touch.
It was brand new 2 years old.
Yeah,
That was before the 4 came out.
300,
It was brand new, 2 years old.
$200.
It was brand new
About
2 years
My
ago.
point is, if you get a just released phone, you see, even with contract, it's around $200. Now there are some deals like you probably got, or if you wait a little longer, as with anything, price is going to drop. But that $200 is comparable to a 3DS or even a PlayStation Vita, which also
I
priced
can
around the
make
same point.
I can make calls and texts on this though,
Who
and
needs that? You can do
No.
that with those old flip phones you can get for free on a contract.
One dial won me, bro.
That's right.
One dial won me.
I love my 3DS, and I play it at work on my lunch because that's a great time to game.
oh dear God,
So,
a grown man
that's right.
playing a 3DS.
I ain't afraid of it.
You just said you were gonna play
Playing a little
PSP.
kid's game.
You just said you were gonna play PSP on a plane. So what's your point?
Actually,
Grown man.
I don't even know. I may sleep on the plane.
A PSP.
All I do is
That's
sleep on
old.
the plane.
It is old.
That's fine. PSP was good.
Episode 51, 3-bar exploits. Special thank you to Strictly Business Gaming for being our sponsor. Again, thank you to Mrs. Fraggett for joining us. You want to give them your info one more
At
time?
Fraggett is my Twitter. That's MSFRAGGETT, and use that for YouTube and Twitch as well.
All right.
There you go. Check her out.
Thank you
for
for
being
having
on the
me.
show.
I appreciate it.
This is episode 51, and as I sign off today, this will be my last 3-bar exploits as a host. If the guys decide to have me back as a guest later on, that's up to them. Leaving in the good graces of everyone. I just have other things that I have to do, having more time constraints, not able to make a full commitment that this show does deserve. So I've really enjoyed my time here with you fellows. Y'all have a
Hashtag drama
great day.
alert. Whack Bad leaves 3-bar.
Hashtag blame whack.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
I had
replace
to-
me with that
I
guy.
had to get that in there. I'm sorry.